One of the first things you'll do to customize your MyTrax GPS map is create your lines. These lines will most commonly represent routes, but you could also create lines to designate service boundaries, construction zones, off-limits areas, or anything else you might use lines to designate on your map. In this video, we'll walk you through creating and editing lines on your MyTrax GPS map. You should have already set your map center and zoom levels in your core settings. This determines the default view of your map. If you haven't done that yet, please do so by going to Core Settings in the left-hand menu. We also have a Core Settings wizard to walk you through it step by step. Once that's done, you can move on to creating your lines. While logged into your MyTrax GPS account, go to the Features section in the left-hand menu and click on Routes and Lines. Then click on the Create New Line button just below the map. Like the on-screen tip says, this will pull up options for defining the features of your new line and will enable the map for drawing. You may want to zoom in a bit to have a better view of what you're doing. Move the map to where you'd like to start, and then click where you'd like to start your line. From there, you'll just keep clicking to drop points and connect the dots. The dots will not show up after you save the line. If you think you might have to interrupt your work before finishing, it's a good idea to save after a while so you won't have to start over. In order to save your line, you first have to give it a title. This title will not display anywhere on your map, so you can name it anything you want. We'll go over the other fields later. Once you've given it a title, you can click on Save New Line to save your work. You'll see your new line on your map, and you'll have to edit it to continue drawing it. To do this, click on Edit Existing Line below your map. You'll see this message prompting you to click on the line you wish to edit. Click OK, and then click on the line to activate it for editing. You'll see the points you dropped reappear. Now you can pick up where you left off and continue your line. Don't worry about getting it exactly perfect. You'll have a chance to fine-tune it later. We'll fast forward through the rest of this. When you get to the end of a loop that you want to close, click on the first point, which is the yellowish one, and then click the Join button. This will connect your last point to your first one. Click the X to close that window, and if you zoom out, you'll see your completed route. Now that you've finished drawing your line, you can work on customizing other aspects of it, like thickness, opacity, and color. You can also provide information about your line in the info window. We're going to go in order and start with editing the thickness of your line. To do this, simply choose a setting from the Line Thickness drop-down menu. The change will display once you select it. The default setting is 2 pixels wide, but you'll probably want to make it a little thicker. We recommend a setting of 4 or 6. To decide on the right thickness for you, we recommend zooming in and out on your map to see what the line looks like at different zoom levels. Next, we'll adjust the line's opacity, or how much you can see through it. To adjust this setting, choose a percentage from the Line Opacity drop-down menu. The lower the number, the more you'll be able to see through the line. If you leave it at 100%, users won't be able to see street names through the line, so we recommend a setting of about 60% or lower. Notice that at 60%, you can see the street names through the line. And now we'll move on to the color of your line. By default, it's red, but you can set it to be any color you want. Click in the Line Color field, and you'll be presented with a color selection tool. Just drag the crosshairs to the color you want. Once you pick a general color, you can make it darker or lighter by using the slider on the right-hand side. The color and color code will update in the field as you adjust it. Let's take a look at our line. I think I'd like to make it thicker. We'll go with 6 pixels instead of 4. Yeah, I like that better. Now that we have the line the way we want it, it's time to fill out the information we'd like to provide about this line in our info window. This information will be visible to your customers. It can include the name of the route, operating hours, instructions and restrictions, or whatever relevant information you want to include. This window works like a typical word processing program. Use the standard editing widgets to format your text. You can bold, underline, change the font size, change the font color, and all the other standard editing options. When you're done entering and formatting your content, click on Save Changes. Now when you click on your line, you'll see the info window pop up with all the information you entered. This is what your customers will see too. Just click the X to close the window. After you've created one or more lines, you can always go back and edit them. You might have a route change or need to update the information in your info windows, for example. Once you've gone through the process of creating lines, editing them will be easy. Just click on the Edit Existing Line button below your map. Click OK on that reminder message, and then click on the line you want to edit. The dots will appear, indicating that the line is activated for editing. You'll probably want to zoom in to better see what you're doing. First, we'll demonstrate how to delete portions of your line. Click on a point in your line you would like to delete, and then click the delete symbol. That section of the line will be erased. We'll fast forward through deleting all these points. For the rest of our reroute, we'll just drag the points into new positions to move our line. Just click and hold on each point, drag it where you want it, and drop it. To close the line, click on the yellow dot and click Join. Be sure to click on Save Changes when you're done. And there's your newly edited line. Depending how careful you are being when drawing your line and what zoom level you are working at, you may find you need to do some fine-tuning on your line. Some sections may appear jagged or crooked when zoomed in close. We recommend zooming in nice and close so you can see where the problem areas are. Then click on Edit Existing Line and click on your line to select it for editing. Go around your line and drag any offline points into better alignment. Don't forget to click Save Changes when you're done. You might find that you need to remove a line from your map. You may discontinue a route or service area, or it might change so much that it makes more sense to erase it and create a new one. No problem. Just click on Edit Existing Line, click on the line you want to remove, and then scroll down to the Remove Line button in the red bar at the bottom of the page. Click on that button, and your line will be removed from your map. Don't worry, it's not gone forever. You can always bring the line back if you need it again in the future. All you have to do is click on the Restore Lines button below your map. If you scroll down, you'll see a list of all lines that you've previously removed from your map. All you have to do is click on the green checkmark button next to the line you want to restore. It's as simple as that. Your restored line will display again on your map. And that's about everything you need to know about creating and editing lines on your MyTrax GPS map. We also have a detailed step-by-step instructions with lots of screenshots that you can download from our website.